Hello, everyone. All right, it's Julie Charette, Nun-Crow's daughter again, and I'm going to talk to you about Hypericum perforatum, St.Joan's wort. She is such a wonderful healer and a type of nourishment for the soul. So I am a student of shamanism, and I want to tell you a little story about exploration I had on discovery about the soul. I was at a shamanic training in California, and we were learning all kinds of things, and one of the things we learned was how to do soul retrieval. And I kept asking people, what is the soul? I've just had a curiosity about it. I've never been much of a conventional person, and I've always wanted to question conventional wisdom about things. And so I'm like, what is the soul? And people would tell me this and that, and I just wasn't satisfied. So I thought, okay, this is a quest I have. So a few years after this training, I was down on our land. I live on Whidbey Island, and I live on a 5-acre farm. And I was down on the land on the summer solstice, and I was drumming. And when I was walking out from the drumming, this was at sunrise, I was walking up from the drumming, and I looked up, and the sun was just coming over the cedars on the other side of the road. I looked up at the sun, and I had this knowing. The sun is the soul. So this teaching brought me into union with the St.Joan's wort and what the St.Joan's wort has for teaching for the soul's journey. I just am so grateful for that. Now I must tell you that you, or perhaps I must encourage you, or I must insist that you have your own definition of what the soul is for you. I'm not telling you to have the same perspective as me. I'm actually offering some shamanic listening for you to do in the next couple of videos, where you can discover yourself a connection with your soul and have this experience of soul remembering and even doing soul retrieval. Okay, so the summer solstice. The summer solstice is this time when the sun is at its most potent above the ground. And what I've learned from my shamanic teachers is that during this time of the solstice, and from the solstice until about the beginning of August, it's not like we have the solstice and then we start waning back down. For the next 6 weeks after the solstice, the energy is widening, and the solstice word actually means pause. So the energy is widening during this time, and the energy of the earth is fully activated up out into the cosmos, but also down into the earth. So a connection with our infinite future and a connection with our ancestral past. All of that during this time of the solstice. And it's actually a great time of manifestation. And that's why it's such a beautiful time for doing soul healing and soul remembering. So the first exercise I'm going to give you is you're going to go out on the land. And now you don't have to live out in a rural area or in a remote area where there aren't a lot of houses or there isn't a lot going on. You can do this anywhere. You can do this in the middle of the city. So, but you want to be on the land, on the earth, and you're standing and just have your feet about hip distance apart, and just start paying attention to your breath and your breathing. Just a couple of breaths to get in connection with the land and in connection with yourself. Okay, now imagine that you're calling down the energy of the sun down through the top of your head, all the way down your spine, down to the base of your feet and into the ground. And you're calling up the energy of the earth, up through your feet, up through your legs, up through your spine, and out the top of your head. And you're going to do this 21 breaths. 21 breaths. And then, when that is done, there's a couple of things you can do. You can rest and just be aware of what you're experiencing. You can also ask the question, who am I? And take some time with that, and when you're done, offer gratitude. And the process of doing this, the breathing, the listening, and the offering of gratitude is a beginning, a middle, and an end. So that you're beginning this process, you're experiencing it, and then you're completing it. Okay. So by doing this, you are offering yourself an opportunity to fully connect with who you are and the truth of your being. All right. Okay, I am going to say blessed be, and I'll see you in the next video.